Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I am Akshay Dongre, coming up in the next 30 minutes. Venezuela earthquake toll rises to 920 with over 50,000 missing. World pitches in with rescue teams and relief. India sends humanitarian aid. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to visit Seychelles for National Day celebrations to hold talks with President Harmini on strengthening bilateral ties. US strikes Iran after cargo ship attack. Tehran claims retaliatory strikes on American sites in Gulf. West Asia Peace Initiative gains momentum with Lebanon, Israel and US signing framework for ending hostilities and restoring stability. In the FIFA World Cup, Ousmane Dembele's hat-trick powers France past Norway 4-1, while Senegal keeps their hope for last 32 spot alive with a thumping win over Iraq. A new earthquake has been detected off the northern coast of Venezuela, registering as magnitude 4.9 on the Richter scale. The tremor on Friday comes days after a pair of powerful earthquakes struck the country on Wednesday evening, killing at least 920 people and leaving parts of the capital Caracas devastated. Venezuelans searched through rubble in La Guaira as the frustration grew over limited aid reaching devastated communities. The government estimated that hundreds of people were still trapped and more than 50,000 people were missing. La Guaira was among the hardest hit areas with at least 100 buildings reduced to rubble, and Venezuela has since restricted access to the state due to emergency conditions. Hundreds of people displaced by Venezuela's deadly earthquakes took shelter in Ali Primera Park in western Caracas while volunteers distributed clothes, shoes, sheets and other supplies. People were seen sheltering in tents that was set up as a temporary relief site after the disaster. Meanwhile, Venezuela's interim president Delcy Rodriguez and her brother, president of the National Assembly Jorge Rodriguez, visit an area in Chacao municipality affected by the earthquakes where a building collapsed. International help began arriving soon after the disaster, with several countries and global organizations mobilizing rescue teams, medical support and financial aid. India was among the first responders under Operation Amistad. India deployed 2 Indian Air Force C-17 aircraft carrying urgent humanitarian aid. The package includes a field hospital unit from the Indian Army, more than 35 tons of medical supplies and equipment and 2 Beam cubes designed for rapid emergency medical deployment. While the United Nations stated that it is scaling up relief efforts in Venezuela, UN spokesperson Stefan Dujarric said Secretary General Antonio Guterres spoke with Venezuela's acting president Delcy Rodriguez and pledged the full cooperation of the UN system.
Secretary General last night spoke to the acting president of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez. In the call, he expressed his solidarity with the people and government of Venezuela following the devastating earthquakes. The Secretary General pledged the full cooperation of the UN system in support of the government's led relief efforts. On the ground, we and our humanitarian partners are rapidly scaling up our response, conducting assessments and mobilizing assistance. The emergency relief coordinator, Tom Fletcher, allocated yesterday $15 million from the Central Emergency Response Fund. All of this to support urgent life-saving assistance, including healthcare, shelter, food, and water.
In Colombia, a collection center received tons of donations for Venezuelans affected by the earthquakes. Volunteers sorted and prepared essential supplies, including food, water, medicine, clothing, and rescue equipment to support disaster-affected families. The center also opened its sites to collect aid and assist in locating missing persons. Turkey's Defense Ministry Air Force dispatched a military transport aircraft to Venezuela carrying rescue personnel, search and rescue dogs, and humanitarian supplies. Brazil also dispatched a military transport aircraft to Venezuela carrying rescue personnel, search and rescue dogs, and humanitarian supplies. The aircraft is carrying approximately 12 tons of humanitarian supplies. A rapidly escalating confrontation has pulled global attention back to West Asia. The United States and Iran have exchanged military strikes after the US military attacked Iran in response to an Iranian drone strike on a cargo ship in the Strait of Hormuz. US Central Command said the American strike on Iranian missile and drone storage sites as well as coastal radar positions were a response to what it described as unwarranted aggression against commercial shipping by Iranian forces that clearly violated the ceasefire. Meanwhile, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard said they targeted US positions in the region in response to an attack but did not provide details of the locations hit. The head of Iran's Parliamentary National Security Committee, Ebrahim Azizi, accused the United States of having no commitment to the principles of negotiation or a ceasefire. Meanwhile, Israel and Lebanon signed a framework agreement in Washington on Friday aimed at ending fighting between Israel and Iran-backed Hezbollah militants. The deal was signed by Lebanese Ambassador Nada Mouawad and Israeli counterpart Yechiel Lieter, alongside the United States at the State Department. The conflict began after Hezbollah fired at Israel on March 2nd, following earlier US and Israeli attacks on Iran. Since then, the attacks have killed more than 4,000 people in Lebanon and displaced over 1 million. Officials, however, did not disclose the terms of the agreement or how it differs from the April 16 ceasefire. However, both sides described it as a step toward ending hostilities and restoring stability. US Secretary of State Marco Rubio called the agreement the first step towards lasting peace and security.
Is a good day in that we are happy to announce a framework agreement between the sovereign government of Lebanon and of course the government of Israel with a mediation and support of the United States of America that begins to put in place a framework for lasting peace and security. And that's what these two nations deserve. And it will take a lot of work and some time to get back to that point. But we believe today is the first step in that journey. And the first step is sometimes the hardest step, but it's the one we're taking together today.
In Victoria, there is a growing excitement ahead of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's state visit to Seychelles. Members of the Indian community say they are looking forward to welcoming him, reflecting admiration for PM Modi's leadership and a deep emotional connect with India. DD India's Munmun Bhattacharya reports from Victoria, Seychelles.
Seychelles is a country of 120,000 people, but there is a vibrant Indian community in this island nation of Seychelles. There are around 7,000 persons of Indian origin, 5,000 non-resident Indians, so NRIs, and here they have all collected behind me cheering for Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Modi! Okay. Modi! Modi! So let's speak to Gopi, who is a person of Indian origin, works here. Please, Gopi, tell us, how do you plan to welcome the Prime Minister?
Namaskar, I'm Gopi Dubasya, and on behalf of Seychelles Indian diaspora, we're happy to welcome our dearest Prime Minister, and for me it'll be the first time I'll be seeing him in person, and there are so many things happening from the airport to the hotel to the military parades, and also our team is working tirelessly behind sand art to show the creativity part between India and Seychelles relationship, and yeah, laser show. Laser show is one of the most epic performances that will happen as well, visually as well. So we just welcome our dear Prime Minister over here.
Does Prime Minister's visit here make you connect to your Indian roots?
Definitely, definitely. We are Indian origin. We always want to keep in touch with our Indian culture and rituals. So him coming here, he carries a big aura, and he's taking India to the world. And we want to be a part of it.
What are your expectations from Prime Minister's visit?
our expectation is that we are just following the ideology of Modi ji. And the ideology of Modi ji is Vasubhang Kutumbakam. For that, we want to exchange the culture of Seychelles with India. And India also is ready to share the culture of India to the Seychelles.
Gopi, any song that you would like to dedicate to the Prime Minister?
Any song? Vande Mataram Sujalam Supalam Malaya Jasi Taram Sasya Samara Mataram Vande Mataram.
So the national song being remembered here in Seychelles. We also have with us Dharamveer ji. He played a key role in organizing the diaspora events during Prime Minister Narendra Modi's 2015 visit. He's also authored 3 magazines on that visit and on Indian diaspora in Seychelles. Tell us about that.
About the book? Yeah, basically, Mr. Modi ji is an inspiration for me because in 2015, he was the Prime Minister who visited just after his swearing in 2014. So it was a big honor that time, and I was the one who coordinated some of the security arrangement, and I was the one standing on the entrance. So I had the privilege of being a part of his visit in 2015.
We are extremely excited to welcome Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Seychelles after 11 long years. With cameraman Mor Mukut Sharma, this is Munmun Bhattacharya from Victoria and Seychelles for DD India.
Well, quite a palpable excitement there in Seychelles ahead of the Prime Minister's visit, telling us all about how excited the people there are. And still to come on this edition of DD India Live. On the World MSME Day today, we salute millions of entrepreneurs, artisans and small businesses who are the real strength of the Indian economy.
Can the US launch a bombing campaign against Iran? The Philippines vessel suffered structural damage. The saga of child sexual abuse. Is the United States China's debt trap strategy? Truth is stranger than fiction. But sometimes hard to uncover. Trust us to tell the truth, unadulterated and pure, of every story that matters to you. You read between the lines, cut the clutter, and connect the dots to get you the full picture. Watch Connecting the Dots at these times with me, only on
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Akshay Dongre. From growing curiosity to wider acceptance, yoga is steadily finding more followers across Seychelles. DD India's Munmun Bhattacharya spoke to yoga instructors in Victoria about what's driving this interest, why they took up the practice, and what more can be done to take it further. Here's the report.
Let's meet in Victoria, Seychelles, Steve, Meenakshi and Josette. They are all Seychelles citizens. Some of them are of Indian origin as well. They practice and teach yoga in Seychelles. Let's talk to them about the popularity of yoga in Seychelles. Well, Steve, beginning with you, the 12th International Day of Yoga has just gone by. It was a global celebration we saw. How did Seychelles celebrate it?
Well, we did it 1 month before. So we had some curtain raiser event, so we did it on all the main islands. We went to old people's home, and then we went to children's schools where we practiced yoga and we had fun. And then on the maiden day, it was a big success. It was full. A lot of people came, so we were really happy and we really enjoyed ourselves.
Indian High Commission क्या-क्या कर रही है popularize करने के लिए योगा को?
प्रोफेशनली जाते हैं, सभी मिनिस्ट्रीज में भी योगा का प्रचार होता है और दूसरे जो आइलैंड है प्राले लाडिग वहाँ पर भी स्कूल में सभी जगह पे हम लोग योगा इवेंट के लिए जाते हैं और सभी को जागरूक करते हैं लोगों को कि योगा इज़ बेनिफिशियल फॉर all the ages, not for the kids, not for the youngs, but for all. and they are also interested in yoga.
What more can be done to deepen the interest that we are seeing in Seychelles in yoga?
We are already doing a lot, but I think people are getting used to yoga as a mode of relaxation or meditation or even sport. They take it as a sport. And I think we should continue to advertise and continue to push explaining to people the benefit of yoga. But they have a real, we have been doing a great job here, spreading yoga along the country. We have done small videos that has been shown on TV.
Thank you so much for speaking to us on DD India. So yoga is getting increasingly popular around the world, including in Seychelles. And of course, much more can be done in order to ensure that especially the youth are introduced early to yoga. With cameraman Moor Mukut Sharma, this is Munman Bhattacharya from Victoria, Seychelles for DD India.
Now moving on, Union Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal held a series of engagements in London aimed at strengthening India-UK economic ties and expanding the opportunities under the India-UK Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement. At an interactive luncheon with the members of the UK-India Business Council and representatives of the leading global companies, discussions focused on unlocking new opportunities, accelerating investments and deepening collaborations across sectors to advance the India-UK growth agenda. Addressing faculty, students, alumni and business leaders at the London Business School, Goyal highlighted the role of education in strengthening India-UK relations and said that the India-UK CETA would open new avenues for collaboration and innovation. Addressing the business plenary session, the minister said that India-UK CETA, set to come into force on July 15, 2026, would create fresh opportunities for businesses in both the countries. He invited companies to deepen engagement, accelerate innovation and invest for shared prosperity. Minister Goyal also held talks with a delegation led by Nicola Grady-Smith, Chief Transformation Officers of Rolls-Royce. The discussion focused on India's emergence as a global hub for advanced manufacturing and engineering and on opportunities to deepen investment, technology, partnership and resilient supply chains under the India-UK CETA. June 27, World MSME Day, a day to salute the millions of entrepreneurs, artisans and small businesses who are the real strength of India's economy. From contributing to GDP and exports to generating employment, MSMEs are strong pillars of the nation's growth journey. Let us understand why enterprises hold the key to India's big future.
World Micro, Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises Day is observed annually on June 27th. This day is not only a celebration of business and industrial sector, but also an opportunity to honor the contributions of millions of entrepreneurs, artisans, innovators, and workers who strengthen the foundation of economic development. The United Nations General Assembly recognized this day in 2017 to highlight the vital role of small and medium-sized enterprises around the world. In Indian context, the MSME sector is often regarded as the backbone of the economy.
It is a day to celebrate your fighting spirit, resilience, and determination. It is the biggest employment provider in our country after the agriculture. This sector contributes in nation's exports more than 40% and manufacturing. Some of the recently launched schemes like collateral-free credit schemes, emergency credit line and PM Mudra loans have contributed significantly for the growth of this sector.
The contribution of the MSME sector to India's economy is extremely significant. Accounts for 30% of country's GDP, accounts for nearly 36% of total manufacturing output, contributes about 45% of India's total exports, provides direct and indirect employment to more than 110 million people, is the second largest employer in the country after the agriculture sector, plays a crucial role in creating economic opportunities, especially for women, youth, rural entrepreneurs and traditional artisans. India's MSMEs and their integration with global economy. Today, in the era of globalization and the digital economy, Indian MSMEs are no longer confined to the domestic market. Small businesses across India are establishing their presence in markets around the world. Handicrafts, carpets, leather products, engineering goods, automobile components, pharmaceuticals, textiles and IT services are among the leading examples of the global success of Indian MSMEs. The growth of e-commerce platforms, digital payment systems and improved logistics has enabled small enterprises to reach international customers. Today, an entrepreneur from a small town in Uttar Pradesh can sell products to markets in the United States, Europe, Africa or Asia. MSMEs, the backbone of Indian economy. Over the past few years, the Government of India has introduced several initiatives to strengthen and support the MSME sector. Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program, Mudra Scheme, Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme, Product-Linked Incentive PLI schemes, Digital India and Startup India initiatives, Udyam Registration System. The objective of these initiatives is to provide small enterprises with better access to finance, technology and markets. The government now views MSMEs not merely as small businesses but as key drivers of innovation, employment generation and export growth. Role of MSMEs in Viksit Bharat 2047. India has set an ambitious goal of becoming a developed nation by 2047. The MSME sector will play a decisive role in achieving this vision. If small enterprises are integrated with modern technologies, artificial intelligence, digital marketing, green energy and global supply chains, they can make a significant contribution to transforming India into a global manufacturing hub. Ajay Mishra's report for DD India.
Now moving to sports news, in FIFA World Cup, Ousmane Dembele scored a first hat-trick as France powered past Norway 4-1 to clinch top spot in Group 1, while Senegal kept their hopes of the last 32 spot alive with a thumping victory over Iraq. Dembele's rare feat helped France maintain their 100% start to the tournament with another dazzling attacking display. The pre-match hype had focused on a duel between France striker Kylian Mbappe and Norwegian counterpart Erling Haaland. But that much-anticipated showdown never materialized after Norway opted to leave Manchester City star Haaland on the bench. Norway, who needed a win to leapfrog France into the first place, threatened a comeback when Thelo Asgard scored, but Dembele's goals restored France's dominance. Meanwhile, Senegal gave themselves a fighting chance of reaching the last 32 with a 5-0 drubbing of Iraq in their final group game, boosting their goal difference to win their first points of the tournament. The West Africans, who have 3 points, must now wait for the remaining group games to play out before learning if they have done enough to squeeze into the knockouts. The Indian hockey team beat Pakistan 7-1 in its penultimate match on the FIH Pro League 2025-2026 season in London. India rode on goals from 7 different scorers to sail to a comprehensive victory. The win saw India climb to 7th in the standing with 17 points from 15 matches. Pakistan are yet to open their account after as many games and are placed last, destined for relegation to the FIH Nations Cup next season. India, who had beaten their arch-rivals 4-3 in their first meeting on Tuesday, started the game well and won 3 early penalty corners. India will conclude their FIH Pro League campaign with the match against England on Sunday. Ireland's T20 World Champions India with a landmark 34-run win in their series opener in Belfast. India fell well short of a target of 183 runs as they were dismissed for 148 runs with 7 balls to spare. Abhishek Sharma top scored for the visitors with 49, but no other Indian batsman made more than Shivam Dube's 25. Ireland debutant Matt Hollard and left-arm spinner Matthew Humphreys did the bulk of damage as Ireland's men enjoyed their first win over India in any format. Earlier, Ireland captain Lorcan Tucker led from the front with 50 and Gareth Delany made 49 in the hosts' total of 182 runs for the loss of 9 wickets in their 20 overs. And that's all in this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. And we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I am Akshay Dongre, and from all of us here in New Delhi, thanks for watching and keep watching DD India Live.